Let's take a look at the process of making a booking in Studio Assistant. This tutorial will cover the complete booking workflow from creation to invoicing. Before we dive in, let's understand the difference between bookings and sessions. A booking is tied to the invoice and the client. It's the container that holds everything together. A session is an actual event that occurs at the booked time. So you can have multiple sessions in one booking, or even a booking without any sessions for things like equipment rentals. When you want to tie everything together with an invoice and send it to a client, that's when you use a booking. So let's create one. Once in your studio's machine room, move over to the left side navigation and click Create, then Booking. The Clients menu will pop up, and you'll need to either choose an existing client from the list and select Book Now on the right-hand side, or click New Client Booking. When in the New Client Booking, you can type a name or email of an existing client and search through the contacts. It'll pre-populate from the contact info. If nothing matches, you can create a new contact by entering the contact name, email, and phone number, and making sure the Store New Studio contact box is checked. This contact should be the person who will be responsible for the billing for this client. So that's the primary way of creating a new booking. Back out in the machine room, you can also select bookings from the left side navigation, then New Booking, which will take you to the same clients page we just saw. Let's create a new booking with our demo artist here. Again, I need to select a client contact that will be responsible for the billing for this client, so I'll select Artist Manager 1. Notice the information located at the top of the booking page. It shows the client contact details and the artist information. We need to start by adding a session. To pick the date and time, click the Go to Calendar button. This will show you all the available and busy time slots, and then you can click and drag where you want to book, which will bring up the session details on the right. At this point, you can close everything out. The range you selected is automatically saved with an on-hold status, so you can come back later to add details if you need to, or you can fill them out now and then close the window. To make changes to your session, click the session card above the Equipment and Engineers section, or use the left icon in the upper right corner. After creating a session, you can assign equipment and engineers as needed. Each session, piece of equipment, and engineer can be set to include to invoice, exclude from invoice, or no charge. Items marked as excluded or no charge will display an orange border as a visual reminder of their status. As you scroll down, you'll see the section for booking extras. This is where you can add any extra charges to be billed to the client, like catering or tuning a piano. The bottom of the page is where you can set your quote settings for this booking. This includes payment options like discount, deposit, and setting when the final payment will be requested. The final payment can be set to manually, where the studio will create and send the invoice, or automatically at the start of the first session, at least 48 hours before the first session, or at the end of the last session. You can also adjust quote reminders, including how many to send and the time between them. After that, just click Create Quote. An overview of the charges will be generated and appear in the summary section. Engineers assigned to the session are notified by email as soon as the quote is created, even before it's sent to the client. When you're ready, send the quote to the client and CC anyone else who should receive it. The client will then get an email with a full breakdown of the quote and the option to accept, decline, or contact your studio. Back at the top of the page, you'll notice that the booking status has changed from setup to quoted. Studio managers and owners have the capability to check out the quote on the client's behalf. Employee-level team members do not. Once the quote has been approved and checked out, the status will change to booked. Now, if you need to make any adjustments to the quote or booking, then it needs to return to the setup phase. To do this, click Booking Settings in the left side navigation and choose Revise Booking. You have to give a reason why you're making this revision, and you can choose whether or not to notify the client. As you can see, Booking Settings is also where you can choose to cancel or delete the booking. If you choose to send the invoice manually, you can send it once a quote has been approved and the booking status has updated to booked. Just click Create Invoice at the top of the page and fill out the necessary information. The booking status will update to invoiced, and then you can send the information on to the client. Once that's done, you'll see a list of new options at the top of the page similar to the quote, but now for the invoice. And that's how you make bookings in Studio Assistant. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to check out the other Studio Assistant tutorials. And remember, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Until then, keep creating, and we'll see you next time.